2024, a crucial election year, is nearly here.
And we are more than ready for a new generation to lead us into the future.
Tonight, the top Republican presidential candidates have one last chance to make their case to voters before the first caucus next month.
If you don't do well in the first few states, you should get out of the race.
The field dwindling down.
Former Vice President Mike Pence today announcing he is suspending his campaign. Senator Tim Scott of South Carolina announcing he is suspending his campaign.
North Dakota Governor Doug Burgum is now ending his presidential campaign.
And the attacks ramping up.
Nikki Haley, she's catered more to some of the more liberal, moderate elements of the party.
This establishment in the Republican Party has lost its mind.
As they try to emerge as the clear alternative to the frontrunner, former President Donald Trump.
We're going to win the Iowa caucuses. We're going to crush crooked Joe Biden next November.
It all comes to a head in 1 hour on a debate stage in Alabama. And for the first time ever, live on the CW and NewsNation. From your local election headquarters, this is Debate Night in America.
Well, the stage is set, and in less than 1 hour, 4 of the Republican candidates will make their case to be their party's nominee in the 4th GOP primary debate.
Yeah, this is a live look at the University of Alabama in Tuscaloosa, the site of tonight's showdown.
Welcome to Debate Night in America. I'm Dan Manarino.
And I'm Shirley Chan. This latest matchup between the Republican candidates comes 6 weeks before the primary contests begin, starting with the Iowa caucus.
That's right. Tonight, we're going to give you a full picture of where the race for the Republican nomination stands ahead of this debate. Our coverage takes us across the country, headquartered here in New York City, and live from the debate stage in Alabama. We will also have live reports from some of the states holding early primaries, which could determine the outcome of this race. Those would be Iowa, New Hampshire, and South Carolina. And you'll hear from this team of reporters with some of the latest polling.
Overall, the numbers continue to show former President Trump running away with this race. A new poll that just dropped Monday from NewsNation and Decision Desk HQ shows the former president with a nearly 50-point lead over his closest competitor. And though he will not be on stage tonight, the candidates will likely seize on comments he made just last night.
Mr. Trump appeared on Fox News with Sean Hannity discussing accusations that a second term would look like a dictatorship. Take a look.
You are promising America tonight you would never abuse power as...
For day one.
Except
Look,
what?
he's going crazy. We're closing the border, and we're drilling. After that, I'm not a dictator.
Do you in any way...
The DNC and the Biden campaign rapidly condemning those remarks, and they will likely be brought up at tonight's debate.
Also likely to be discussed, the mass shooting today at the University of Nevada, Las Vegas. Authorities say there are at least 3 victims, but at this time, their conditions remain unknown. We do know that the suspected shooter is dead and there is no further threat. Reporter David Charnes is live in Las Vegas with the very latest developments for us. We'll get to him in just a few minutes.
Also here in New York, reporter Henry Rossoff stationed at our polling desk, breaking down the numbers from the latest NewsNation Decision Desk HQ poll. And New York Congresswoman Nicole Malliotakis and Republican strategist Chapin Fay will be with us throughout the hour as well to give their analysis.
But we begin Debate Night in America by heading to where all the action will take place.
That's right, and that would be the University of Alabama in the city of Tuscaloosa. Reporter Rashad Hudson is there live for us. And Rashad, good evening to you. You've been there on the ground. You've seen the stage. So set the scene for us on the ground, the tone, less than 60 minutes out.
Dan, Shirley, good evening to you. Just moments ago, people started making their way into the music building here on the campus of the University of Alabama. People are eager to hear from the candidates as these 4 candidates take the stage tonight. Center stage, main attraction for these candidates. They're going to try and prove why they are a better alternative to former President Trump.
To talk to voters and get their pulse and what they're hoping to hear.
Yeah, people we've talked to just being here in the media tent, walking by. I talked to one person and he was telling me that candidates have got to prove specifics. They've got to talk about specifics tonight when they talk about their plan for the economy, the southern border, foreign policy. They want to hear specifics. That's going to be the thing that really captivate not just this audience, but voters in Iowa ahead of those important caucuses on January 15th.
Absolutely, Rashad. I know you've been following the candidates very closely. So what has changed among them going into tonight's debate, Rashad?
Yeah, a lot has changed going into tonight's debate. It's a smaller field of candidates. Some of the candidates have received some pretty large endorsements. Nikki Haley, for example, received the Koch brothers endorsement. She's getting that now, the funding from them, which is a large fundraising arm of the Republican Party. That's going to be huge for her to be able to compete, not just throughout this debate, but also go on to those Iowa caucuses. Ron DeSantis continues to, maintain his second place lead, but he and Nikki Haley are sort of tied for second place. That's what we hear from the political analysts. They're saying that they're going to have to close that gap to get even closer to former President Trump, because former President Trump is leading the pack by a mile, essentially.